The President has agreed to take questions, and members will be encouraged to raise your hand while you remain in your seat. The Chair will take the prerogative to make a brief remark and pose the first question. Mr. President, welcome back to the House Republican Congress.
Thank you.
We are pleased to have you return. Your last visit had been a year ago. House Republicans said then we would make you two promises. Number one, that most people in this room and their families would pray for you and your beautiful family just about every day for the next 4 years. I want to assure you we're keeping that promise.
I appreciate that.
Number two, our pledge to you, Mr. President, was that door is always open. And we hope that by evidence of our invitation to you that we continue to demonstrate that good faith. Mr. President, several of us in this conference yesterday on the way in Baltimore stopped by the Salvation Army homeless facility here in Baltimore yesterday. I met a little boy, an African-American boy in the 8th grade named David Carter, Jr. When he heard that I would be seeing you today, his eyes lit up like I've never seen him. And I told him if he wrote your letter, I'll give it to you, and I have. But I had a conversation with little David Jr. and David Sr. His families are struggling in this economy. His dad said words to me, Mr. President, that I'll never forget about my age, and he said, Congressman, it's not like it was when we were coming up. He said, there's just no jobs. Now, last year, about the time you met with us, unemployment was 7.5% in this country. Your administration and your party in Congress told us that we'd have to borrow more than $700 billion to pay for a so-called stimulus bill. It was a piecemeal list of projects and boutique tax cuts, all of which we were told had to be passed, or unemployment would go to 8%, as your administration said. Well, unemployment is 10% now, as you well know, Mr. President. Here in Baltimore, it's considerably higher. Now, Republicans offered a stimulus bill at the same time. It cost half as much as the Democrat proposal in Congress, and using your economic analyst models, it would have created twice the jobs at half the cost. It essentially was across-the-board tax relief, Mr. President. Now, we know you've come to Baltimore today, and you've raised this a tax credit, which was last promoted by President Jimmy Carter. But the first question I would pose to you very respectfully, Mr. President, is would you be willing to consider embracing, in the name of little David Carter Jr. and his dad, in the name of every struggling family in this country, the kind of across-the-board tax relief that Republicans have advocated, that President Kennedy advocated, that President Reagan advocated, and that has always been the means of stimulating broad-based economic growth?